It was the ultimate loophole, a way to buy rankings on the first page of Google behind the guise of a trusted brand. Websites made millions of dollars selling sponsored posts, but what seemed like the ultimate Google cheat code suddenly came crashing down. Today, we expose the rise and fall of Parasite SEO. Let's start with a basic Google search. Let's say that I want to research the best identity theft protection services. So as I scroll through the ads into the regular blue link results, we see this post from Times Union about the best identity theft protection services. Now, when I click to the page, everything looks great. In fact, Times Union traces its beginnings to the 1800s, and today, this New York-based news publication is owned by Hearst, the company behind household names like Cosmopolitan, Esquire, and dozens more. But if we take a closer look at the page on the so-called Best Identity Theft Protection Services, there are a few things here that I'm pretty sure average web surfers will miss. Take this light gray text at the top of the page, paid advertising, and look at the byline. This article is written by a company called NorCal Marketing. Now, if we scroll through the identity theft service recommendations, you'll notice that they're all affiliate links. And this means when you click on these links and make a purchase, the affiliate, or in this case, NorCal Marketing, is compensated. And we're not talking about a buck or two. Services like LifeLock and Aura reportedly offer commissions of over $100 per qualified enrollment. Now, there's nothing wrong with affiliate marketing or paid advertising, but it becomes an interesting discussion if we think about the motive behind these product recommendations. Are these product recommendations genuine, or are they recommended because they pay affiliates the highest commissions? Now, the reason this question is important is because roughly 82% of Americans say they mostly trust the results they see on Google, which now raises even more important questions. Who wrote these articles, and what's so special about them that 82% of Americans would trust them with their purchasing decisions? It might not sound like a big deal if it's an article on the best keychains, but when we're dealing with products that can potentially cause harm to one's health, finances, or even security, it becomes a big freaking deal. I mean, what if one of the recommended identity theft services wasn't actually providing monitoring services, but instead they were selling customers' personal information like social security numbers behind closed doors? Or what if we were researching the best weight loss pills and some random website was recommending a dangerous drug that could potentially lead to addiction, illness, or even death? Would you have checked the byline or researched the credentials of the author? Probably not. So how is it that a marketing company, or pretty much anyone with the right skill set, able to shortcut their way to the top of Google search results behind a trusted brand? Well, there's a term for what's happening here, and it's called Parasite SEO. Parasite SEO is a marketing practice that's made some websites and marketers a lot of money. But the real story is who is getting rich off of these search results that come off to regular people as Google's recommendations. Now, before we can answer that question, you need to understand the appeal of Parasite SEO and how it works. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's the process of optimizing a website or web page to improve its rankings in search engines. Now, when we introduce the word parasite to the equation, it means that someone is attaching their brand, or in this case, affiliate links, to highly authoritative websites like a parasite to more easily gain visibility in search. And it's clear why people do this. Getting to the top of Google search results for popular and commercial queries like best identity theft protection services is obviously very lucrative, and that contributes to competition, making it a cutthroat topic to rank for. Now, when it comes to ranking on Google, it's helpful to have a domain that Google trusts as being highly authoritative. And that's something you can't build overnight. Building a reputable website from scratch requires hiring a team of SEOs, writers, designers, and developers, easily costing millions of dollars. Not to mention, this will take years to build. But if these websites with high authority and trust are so valuable, who would be willing to be a so-called host for these parasites and risk promoting products on their platform that they haven't even checked out? The answer is clear if we answer these questions. What type of sites have very high trust and authority, cover a vast array of topics from health to business to finance to lifestyle to entertainment, and are desperate for a new source of revenue? There's one that checks all the boxes: print journalism. Most print newspapers have had websites since the 90s or early 2000s, giving them decades to establish themselves as authoritative sources of information. And over the years, they've earned tons of backlinks from other websites, which is and has been one of Google's most prominent ranking signals from its inception. And in case you haven't heard, print journalism is in desperate need of cash. Print media is dying, with over 2,000 American newspapers shutting down from 2005 to 2021. In fact, the number of American journalists working in 2020 was half of what it was in 2008. So with a struggling business model, those that stay in business have to keep the lights on somehow. And one easy source of revenue that some news websites discovered is to sell sponsored posts. And because SEOs are buying sponsored posts and actually ranking them, that's why we see results like this one from Dallas News on the best weight loss medications. It looks like a genuine article from a trusted news outlet, but if we check the byline, it's actually authored by a familiar name, NorCal Marketing. But wait, where's the disclosure that this is an advertisement? Ah, there it is, up above the article in the tiny off-color font labeled Marketplace. Click to expand that because that's what everyone does, and there's the disclosure, cleverly hidden away. Now, how widespread has Parasite SEO gone? Well, if we look at DallasNews.com's Marketplace posts, aka their sponsored post directory, we'll find a dozen or so posts. And these are typical listicles with affiliate links in lucrative niches like higher education, health, and gambling. And it doesn't stop here. They also have a branded content directory, and we found around 70 posts that were published in September 2023, coming from sources like Rise Advertising, Originated Media, and of course, NorCal Marketing. Now, because we keep seeing NorCal Marketing, I took their name over to Ahrefs Content Explorer and did a search for articles where they have a byline. And to my surprise, I found nearly 700 pages from news sites that I'm sure you've seen before. SFGate, My San Antonio, Times Union, and Dallas News to name a few. And just look at how classy these topics are. Now, considering the scale that these companies are buying sponsored posts at, I think it's safe to assume that the ROI has been very positive for advertisers. And while we don't have the exact details of the agreements between Host and Parasite, we can look to sponsored post marketplaces like PubliSuites to get a glimpse into the market. Based on our research, we found that buying a sponsored post on a website with an Ahrefs domain rating of 80 or higher will run somewhere in the range of $500 to $1,260. And some of the larger online media publications in dining, travel, and technology verticals are charging over $4,200 for a sponsored post. Now, given that paid articles like the ones we've seen can cost several hundreds or even thousands of dollars, it's safe to say that these local newspapers seem to be doing a good job of cashing in on the trust and reputation that they've built up over the years. I mean, if Dallas News is posting 70 sponsored posts per month at a cool $2,000 per sponsorship, that's $140,000 made that month. That's a lot of money. But perhaps the biggest beneficiaries of Parasite SEO are probably the advertisers. To better understand this, just look at this URL from Forbes. It gets roughly 20,000 monthly visits from Google, which is pretty good. But because of the commercial nature of the topic, buying that same traffic from Google Ads would cost them over $200,000 per month. And check out this page on Times Union on the best online casinos. At one point, it had over 50,000 monthly organic visits with a traffic value of over $300,000 per month. And because SEO delivers free and consistent traffic that doesn't fade over time, they were getting that same value month after month without spending an additional dime. Now, this seemed like a clear slam dunk win for marketers who were able to effectively buy overnight success from trusted websites. And it was, at least not for everyone. In August 2023, Google rolled out an algorithm update that would shake marketers using this search engine optimization tactic. Dallas News' branded content section went from 0 to nearly 2 million monthly visits fast, and now things are crashing down. Outlook India, another common Parasite SEO favorite, saw traffic to its sponsored listings go down by more than a third just weeks after the August core update. And if you dig deeper, you'll find that the majority of the traffic loss comes from listicles on very lucrative topics, like this one on the best payday loans, which once had over 220,000 monthly organic visits. And this one about the best skin lightening creams, that's now pretty much at 0 too. Now, while there are still many sponsored posts out there masquerading as genuine and authoritative organic content, it seems that the reliability and therefore profitability of this tactic may be starting to dwindle. And that's the problem with building a business on hacky Google exploits, especially when you don't even own the platform. At any point, Google can pull the rug out from under you. And if your entire business revolves around publishing low-quality sponsored content on high-authority websites, then the rug pull is what you should expect. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone how they should or shouldn't run their business, or do SEO, or affiliate marketing. But I've been there before, and I've taken all sorts of shortcuts, some that cost me 7 figures. And what I've learned is that what's here today and gone tomorrow is usually not something that's worth investing much time, resources, or effort into. And while making a quick buck is obviously interesting to everyone, having a long-term mindset is going to help you build a business that compounds year over year. And both SEO and affiliate marketing are great ways to do this. We have a completely free beginner's SEO course that'll teach you how to rank pages in Google for the long term, and we have another free course on affiliate marketing where you'll learn how to build a revenue-generating affiliate business. Links are in the description.